Hey, Mystic. I'm doing good, girl. Just on here late because we had a very busy day, but I figured I'd swing by and see if anyone wanted readings tonight. As the title of this video says, it's donations only for the evening. So if you want a yes no question, it's $5. Per usual, we have minis, in-depths, love spreads, BOGOs, etc. And if you're stopping in just to say hi, I appreciate your support. Mystic, hopefully you're having a good night too. Okie dokie. I got it. It looks like for a mini reading. What can I do for you tonight? How is Hassan viewing your reaction to finding out he was playing you? Sorry to hear that. Let's see. I think he's wondering if he can get back in your good graces. I have the Chariot. So with this specific card, it's kind of showing like you saying, should I stay? Should I go? Should I leave? So I almost feel like he's in this mindset of wondering if maybe he can kind of sway you back into good graces or or get back into your good graces. The Chariot is all about mobility, so there is a lot that he feels like you're going to try to move away from or move on from. But there is, with this specific energy of this deck, with this card, there is a little bit of hesitancy. Like, can I get her back? Is she gone for good? That kind of thing. Let's see. Are you guys no communication right now? I have the moon. This a lot of times can talk about things that we're keeping to ourselves. So there may be some things that he feels like he still hasn't been fully upfront and honest with you about. And the Five of Pentacles is like feeling like he's on the outside of your life. So right now, I feel like he feels kicked out. I feel like he feels kicked out of your life. He feels like you have kind of hidden yourself away from him because the moon is kind of like solitude. It's quiet. It's the things that we're keeping to ourselves. So your reaction, regardless of whether it was poised and graceful or reactive or explosive or whatever, the reaction was he's more focused right now on the circumstances at hand, like the situation where you guys are at this current moment in time. That's where a lot of his focus is coming in. Let's see. I have a question for. He does feel like your reaction was justified, meaning that he feels like he deserved the reaction that he has gotten from you. But There's something here that might have taken him by surprise. We have the tower, and this talks about like sudden, swift changes coming in. Um, so maybe he felt like there were some parts of this that was a little unexpected. I don't know if you guys have history where maybe he's gotten away with some stuff in the past, but there's definitely some elements to this where he's feeling a little bit surprised. Um, let's see. He knew you were struggling because of your stalker, who was friendly with and stood back to watch. So he's stupid for thinking I would want him. Oh, interesting. Yeah, it seems like he feels like he can. I don't know. I feel almost like he's thinking he can maybe like swindle himself back into your good graces, like almost like he can figure out a way to get your forgiveness. Um, that doesn't necessarily mean he's right in that, but of course, we're looking at how he's viewing the situation. And he's focusing a lot more on the aftermath, the fact that you're not communicating with him more so than anything. Um, the reaction he feels was warranted and justified, but like I said, there was some aspect that may have surprised him or kind of caught him off guard, or maybe you finding out or something like that caught him by surprise because maybe he didn't think that was going to happen. Hey IJ, thank you for the donation. You'll be next. His moral compass is broken. Yeah, I mean he's definitely feeling like you kicked him out of your life. That's for sure with the Four of Pentacles, and this is leaving him feeling deeply dissatisfied. Four of Cups. I see. Yeah. I mean, I feel like he feels like you're on the run, to be honest. Like you're on the move. Like he feels like you may have fallen off the face of the earth. But because of this chariot, like this way or that way, what are we going to do? It feels like maybe he thinks to himself, there may be a possibility of him trying to explain this away or get your forgiveness or something along those lines. Like I said, whether that's true or not, I don't know. That's just the perspective I'm picking up on. I couldn't forgive him. He knew I was feeling depressed and wanted to get rid of him, and he acted clueless. That's upsetting. I'm sorry. Was this a romantic relationship or was this a friend? Just out of curiosity. Yeah, you don't really want people like that in your life, that's for sure. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely not starting off on the right foot with that. Sounds like you dodged the bullet, you know. Is there anything else you wanted to add on for? Any other questions, or are you all set? I just wanted to check before I move on to IJ. Okay. I'm sorry, Mystic, that you're going through this. It sounds like this is like a blessing in disguise, and I'm happy that you found out sooner than later. You're welcome. Hope you have a good rest of your night. Thank you so much. All right, IJ, you are next with an in-depth. What can I do for you? It's okay. The retrograde really exposed him. Well, I love that. Is IJ in here? All right, let's see, IJ. Let me pull for you. Hold on. Is it her? Is it me? Let's a look. So it's her. Obviously, IJ, you have feelings for this person, so it's only natural that you're gonna think of her, but it's not necessarily you today. I would say this is mostly her. See, the thing is that you guys connect on a like spiritual level, like a almost like a telepathic level in a way. And it seems like today she's very deep in thought, very heavy in thought. This could be like her journaling, her working on a dream board, or getting into art of some sort, or crafts, or meditation. Like I'm almost feeling from her that we're going within today. Now, this could maybe spark some kind of inspiration for her to post about this, like because the Queen of Wands is also here, which means that she's not minding being in the spotlight today. It's just a more natural, like introverted energy that she's in. So she might be finding a little inspiration where today, tomorrow, the next day, something like that, she might want to use some of this like divine downloads, things that she's been receiving, like claircognizantly, to share with other people. Because the Queen of Wands likes to be in the spotlight. So if she came across like really good advice today, or if she had something deep in thought that she wanted to share, or a quote or something like that, that would not surprise me. That associated with maybe a picture of her. Um, but basically, today she's been more introspective, lots of thinking. Um, and it's kind of in a meditative way because it's kind of like she was zoning out. She was doing something semi mindless, but it was allowing for like inspiration to come through. So why you're feeling the heaviness because of her is, I think, just because you guys are connected in that way. And I think, do you remember at some point I had said that a lot of times your connection is stronger in the astral realm than it is in the physical? And so if you're craving that communication, sometimes it's going to happen like in your dreams. That's kind of what I'm feeling. It's like when we aren't as present in each other's life in the current reality in the three dimension, it's a lot stronger in the astral realm. It's a lot stronger in the spiritual realm. So if she's going within and getting introverted and opening herself up as like a channel for divine information because she's reflecting and she's doing introspection and things like that, that makes the signal a lot stronger for you to connect with her. And that's why you're thinking about her. Because she's opening herself up to that, for that to happen. I notice sometimes when I'm channeling for people, they're very closed off. If they're very rooted in the three dimension, meaning that they're looking for instant gratification, they're doing drugs, they're drinking alcohol, they're, partying, they're focused on the earthly plane problems, a lot of times it's really hard for me to tap into and channel for them. And I do, and I try, but I find that I'm tapping into ego more than maybe their inner self. Whereas I feel like with her, when she goes like inside of herself and she takes time and spends time thinking and like wanting to, work on herself or better herself or whatever it is that was happening today. And again, that's kind of mirroring you a little bit, which is kind of cool. I feel like she kind of opens herself up almost like a signal, like a beacon, where it's really a lot easier to kind of tap into what she's feeling because that's where her headspace is, because she's not so anchored into the earthly realm. So today, your connection with her is just because you got that signal, you picked that up. And I also have the magician here. So this is like heavy on the things that she desires in her life, the things that she wants to bring into her life. So this could have been a lot of daydreaming too. Um, I think each person has their own way that works for them. Some people are very naturally tapped into like a verbal communication, like an air sign would be. And so maybe when they manifest, they like speaking it out loud or writing it down. Um, Water signs might like feeling it, you know, things like that. So I'm kind of getting almost like she was in this place of like daydreaming and envisioning in her mind and really wanting to kind of see what that feels like. So there's a lot of, you know, what do I want for my future? What does that look like? But really getting super, super specific is what it feels like to me. You were zoning out too. So, I mean, if she's thinking, for example, about having a baby, let's just say that because we kind of know that that's something that's on her mind. She might be thinking about the birth plan. She might be thinking about, do I want, like, what does this look like for me? Where am I living when I bring this baby home? How am I going to deliver? Do I want intervention or do I want to do this as natural as possible? Where do I want to have this baby at, location wise? What does the baby look like? Like there's a lot. I think that at times we can get caught up daydreaming and we find ourselves like almost like immersing ourselves into another reality. And she's getting really, really specific and really, really detailed with it. So I think really what's happening is that you're just connecting with her today, especially heavy. Like I said, you're naturally going to be thinking about her, but I really think today was about her. And I think maybe you were just picking up on that. You're picking up on that. I don't even know if it's a heaviness for her. I think that she had a really good day, but I think it was more on the quiet and more thoughtful, more reserved side. And maybe it was just a lot easier for you to kind of tap into her energy because of that. You know what I mean? I think she's also spending time with her animals. I think you said she has a puppy. I'm feeling like a lot of like time around her animals or her puppy, or I don't know what animals she has if it's just the one dog, but it feels like there's a lot of like emotion attached to that, and just like, maybe cozying up at some point, maybe reading a book, and like her dog is around or something. But there's like something about that as well. But yeah, I mean, this is something that I think, oh, Leroy, that's such a cute name. So I think there might have been some like, quality time with her dog today too. That doesn't really have anything to do with you, but it's a detail that's coming in. I think that this is something that she likes to do from time to time, have days like this, and then she kind of gets back to the grind. So ending this reading with the Fool does make me feel like this is not something she's going to be staying in this energy. She's going to, kind of get back to the real world maybe tomorrow or the next day. But, it makes sense actually now that I think about it, because it is the weekend. So that's a lot of the times where people are able to kind of recenter themselves because they've got some time to themselves if most people have the weekend off. So, yeah, I'm scanning the cards. I think those are all the details that I have. Um, I'm almost seeing like her like wrapped up in a blanket, like with a blanket around her head, almost like a hood or like a gown or something. Like I just feel like there's a lot of snuggling up and just being really comfy today, or relaxing. So whatever brings her comfort, which I'd assume is her dog and anything else, food, whatever it is that makes her feel like she's recentering herself, that's a lot of what I feel she's been experiencing. She does read to him. Oh, that's cute. Sometimes she told me she tries to take time to intentionally slow down. Yeah. Yep, exactly. And that's one of the things I feel has been happening recently. And that's why you're kind of picking up on that. Is there anything else you wanted to add on for IJ, or does that answer your question? Oh, wait, I see you got a channeling. Hey, SB. Oh, I see here for a mini reading. All right, IJ, let me get your channeling going. Hold on one second. I'm sorry, I just saw that. All right, SB, so you're going to be next after IJ. Oh my gosh, really? I don't think I've heard of an owl in a while. Have you heard of an owl outside hooing or making that sound? On
Heard of what?
an owl recently?
Recently?
I mean, within the last year or two.
Yeah.
Oh, you have
Mhm.
around our house?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't. I haven't heard that. That is cool. Yeah, what's happening with the owls though? Because it doesn't happen very often. Almost done. This is a little long. Remember I said that when she does this, I can tap in pretty easy usually. So I just did it, but I kept going because if there's a message here for you, there's a message here for you, and there's a reason why you need this information. All right, so let me get this sent over to you real quick. All right. So she says, I'm thinking a lot about my mother today. As I begin to think about motherhood myself, it's hard not to. And I spelled two wrong. Sorry about that. There's a lot of difficulty and even pain I have been ignoring when it comes to her. And I've been trying to release a lot that tends to build up. This dynamic is difficult for me to process. And I really am just trying to heal for the sake of my future. I have such strong desires, and it's not just for family or things or goals. I have dreams of making a difference and doing things differently than how I was brought up. I have so much to be proud of and be grateful for, but I do want things to be different. I'm trying to find the balance. I need breaks like these to realign and be mindful where I'm going and make adjustments if needed. You're welcome. I know that's not so much about you today, but theme was feminine role models or parental figures, and she's kind of getting comfortable with her own like almost that transition coming from being just an individual into something more like growing a family. And sometimes it's really hard, I think, for her to try to do so much healing at once. So I think that she takes breaks from it and comes back to it. And then I think certain things kind of hit her unexpectedly that force her into solitude. Yes, you're very welcome. That's why whenever I do channelings, I always say like it's gotta be whatever comes through because I don't want to force a message either. And I feel like if people have specific questions, then they should just get a tarot reading. I like keeping things open ended with channelings because it kind of, like you said, it lets you know where she's at mentally. It helps you understand her more. And I think the people who are more open to that open ended, automatic writing, whatever messages come through, it's more beneficial for them. All right, IJ. Well, thank you so much for stopping in. We are going to move on to SB. SB, are you in here? I see that you're getting a mini reading wanting to know how he feels for you. But we can go ahead and get started. 111 on the clock. All right, this is for SB. All right, SB, this is for you. All right, SB. I feel like he is looking. Is this him or her? Her. He's looking for maybe a little more. I don't even want to say this because I feel like it's not. It's not deserving of this yet, but I feel like he's wanting to see maybe more emotion from you, like a more of an emotional response to certain things. Um, I think sometimes when we're kind of trying to be careful or cautious, we can come across a little dry or a little bit um maybe avoidant, maybe hard to read. Maybe that's what I'm picking up on, is that maybe he's having a hard time reading you. Like the things that you are saying is coming across differently than maybe how you're intending them to. Um and I feel like maybe he's looking forward to the time where your guys' connection is able to kind of develop emotionally. Like maybe he gets to see more of that from you. I am seeing this Seven of Pentacles clarifying that. So that's why I said I don't know if he's necessarily earned that side of you yet. But this could be just something that's heavy on his mind, like an eagerness or an excitement to see more from you, to see you opening up more on an emotional level with him. So there could be like a lot of flirting that's going on, a lot of very surface stuff. And it doesn't mean that you don't get deep. I want to be clear. It doesn't mean that you're not demonstrating depth to you, because I do think that that is there. But I think that when we're talking to someone or we're meeting, someone new, it's kind of nice to get that validation, that emotional validation. But at the same time, I think he is aware that that comes with time, and that's not necessarily something you're going to give away right away, but he is looking forward to that time when that can happen. I feel like he is having to have a lot of self-control or temper himself when it comes to you. The devil is here, and it is clarified by temperance. So the devil talks about having no self control and just doing what you want. And it can talk about sexual attraction and things like that. And temperance has to do with tempering yourself, not giving into temptation. It's literally these two cards are opposites with each other. So this could be talking about his internal battle and conflict with like maybe wanting to pursue you and get maybe more physical or more like graphic with your text messages, if you pick up what I'm saying, or communication or whatever, or maybe in person if you guys have been out a couple times and you want to get more physical with you. But at the same time, is that internal conflict of like, no, I need to like hold back as much as I can. So I do feel like he's kind of in this inner conflict there. So like if you're wondering about that, if you are like, I haven't really noticed any physical affection from this person yet or any signs of physical attraction, they're there. It's just he's really trying to be caught, like hold back or be more reserved. And if you are picking up on that, he's just know there's more to it. It's just he's holding back. So, whatever degree it is that he's expressing physical interest in you and wanting to go there, it's like you're not seeing everything. There's a lot more that I feel like he's holding back with him. Um, I feel like he kind of wants to lead. Um, I think he wants to show you himself, the fact that he can make plans, the fact that he can plan the date, that he can like look up things to do together. I think he likes strategizing or planning in these kinds of ways. They show grand gestures. So, if you're kind of taking the lead there, you can kind of let him do that one once or twice as well, because I feel like he's in the place where he doesn't mind also doing that. But at the same time, I think he wants to accommodate you. So if, like, for example, you guys are planning a date and you're like, this place I really wanted to go to, I feel like he will definitely fall in line and be agreeable and go do that thing you want to do. But at the same time, make sure that you're giving him the opportunity to also take the lead as well. Um, I feel like he is the Seven of Wands. I feel like he's a go getter. I feel like he's pretty determined. In terms of like his relationships or the people that he's pursuing, something really has to go wrong, I think, for him to just give up on that connection. Because I see the Seven of Wands, and this indicates like his ability to really put his all into something if he truly sees it going somewhere. Um, so just letting you know that in case you were questioning anything about your connection. I think that he thinks you're extremely beautiful. The Queen of Wands is here, so he says if you're a standout, you're stunning, you turn heads, like maybe he's catching other people checking you out, or maybe he knows that you have other suitors or something along those lines. He's still not positive where this is going to go, but I think that we're still staying on maybe the side of hopeful. So that is what I have for you, SB. And don't think you're in here right now, but that's okay. All right, so we are all caught up on donations. So we'll stay open for a little while longer and see if anybody else wants to come through for a reading. Thank you, SB. Oh, hey girl. That sounds good. Yeah, definitely scroll back a few minutes.